Momoshiki still remains one of the most anticipated characters to make an appearance in Boruto TBV VORTEX. Since the last chapter of part 1, Momoshiki's next move has been in question in regards to how he plans to fulfill his wish of gaining permanent control over Boruto's body and succeed in getting his preferred vessel. He's been one of the main antagonists for a big part of the story, and probably the biggest obstacle for Boruto so far. He's also been mentioned a couple times recently in last few chapters as well, so to see him return to the story and have a major impact sometime down the line is imminent. But what could that role possibly be? How can Momoshiki still make his presence known? How can he remain to be that looming threat that he needs to be for his character not to be wasted? I think I got the perfect idea of what that may be. So before we hop into today's video, I do make all the videos you see on my channel myself, and it does take quite a bit of time and effort, so if you could just leave a quick like, that would mean the world. Honestly, it would make my day. I know y'all are busy people, but it would be much appreciated. Let's try and get 400 likes on this video. That's a solid goal for now. But video time, let's go. So let's start from the top. Looking back during the beginning of the series, Momoshiki has always had his eyes on Boruto and Boruto only as his ideal vessel. He originally planned to take his body through the OTSUTSUKification process by slowly overriding Boruto's DNA with his own to be able to fully resurrect through his body. That was the plan, until he was forced to revive Boruto using the last 18% of his karma extraction, completely eliminating the possibility of reviving through his body. So when this happened, Momoshiki had no choice but to go all in on the prophecy method. Basically, Boruto losing everything so sudden was supposed to put him in a state of shock, leading him to giving up hope and leaving him in a state of despair. And then he would willingly give up his body to Momoshiki for good. It was only through a combination of sheer will, determination, and Sasuke's trust that Boruto found the motivation to keep going. And ever since this moment, Momoshiki has yet to make another move. Even though Momoshiki's plan fell short yet again, this still remains the best possible way for him to take control over Boruto's body, by killing that determination and hope until there's simply nothing left but despair. And since TBV VORTEX started, there's been a multitude of ways that he can do it. And one of the strongest possibilities of this happening is Momoshiki killing Kashin Koji. As we all seen, since Sasuke has been turned into a tree, Boruto has carried a way more serious demeanor. His resolve to save his master and friends from the threat of the Shinju and Ten Tails is as strong as ever. And one of the main people who play a crucial role in making that happen is Kashin Koji. I made a video a little while ago around the release of chapter 12 about how dangerous Momoshiki could be in this situation because of Boruto's physical state. If we go back to part 1, we see every time Momoshiki took over Boruto's body, he's usually in a state of extreme exhaustion or nearly unconscious. It wasn't until later when he started just taking over Boruto's body with just the activation of the karma. So let's look at it like this. We have proof that at this moment back in chapter 12, Momoshiki could have took control if he wanted to. This could have been a prime opportunity to destroy all his friends that was present during that altercation, meaning SARADA, KONOHAMARU, KAWAKI, even Himawari. At that moment before they handcuffed Boruto, that could have been the most dangerous moment for everyone. The feeling that would inflict onto Boruto knowing that the most important people to him was killed. And to make matters worse, it was by his hand. The trauma would just be too much. That could be the moment where Boruto finally despairs and gives his body up for good. But since that didn't happen for some reason, another opportunity could arise from Momoshiki very soon, and that's the chance at killing Kashin Koji. You see, without Koji, one of the singularities of fate, trying to analyze future timelines and lean toward the best possible outcome would be impossible. It would surely lead to a future that is less favorable. It could actually lead to, and I quote, the worst possible future for everyone. Just killing Koji could be the start of Momoshiki's victory at the end. By getting rid of Koji, Boruto probably wouldn't instantly despair, but it would give him a sense of misdirection. Koji right now acts as a leader for Boruto. He gives him a sense of stability knowing his words hold value because he can see into the future. That's why he decided to stick with him all this time. Without Koji, Momoshiki would have likely made an appearance early back in chapter 9 if he never told Boruto to retreat. He knows the quickest way to win is to end Koji. However, I really think Koji already knows this well enough. He knows the threat of Momoshiki, and he knows he's the biggest threat to him other than the Shinju. Boruto remains the closest person to Koji right now. He's with him almost all the time. Not only is he easily accessible to Momoshiki, but he also possesses all the information regarding the future that Boruto knows. This is why I believe Koji purposely held out some information regarding the future to Boruto. It all has to do with Momoshiki. In all the futures Kashin Koji talked about, not once did he mention Momoshiki. Now, why do you think that is? It's pretty obvious, because in some futures, Momoshiki reaches his objective. He takes Boruto's body and somehow gets his hands on the chakra fruit. Now, how he would go about that is very much still unknown, but this is the reason why Koji seems like he's hiding something. He doesn't want to give Momoshiki any information on how he can gain an advantage over them. And that includes him killing Koji. Even if he doesn't kill Koji, he would never openly admit it to Boruto. That's just an open invitation for Momoshiki to strike. So Koji remains the only way for Momoshiki to get any future insight on himself. Because we all know he also has a similar ability that lets him see vague images of the future, but his foresight ability is very inferior to Kashin Koji's. Momo even stated himself that he can't actually see his own fate, only the fate of others he gazes at with his Byakugan. So getting back on track, if it comes to pass that Momoshiki is the one that kills Koji, what would that mean for him? How would that affect the story? Well, we can't say that it would help him immediately, but it would give him a great advantage over Boruto. Back in chapter 12, when JURA sniped Boruto, if Momoshiki emerged, Koji would have knew about it and told Boruto about what happened. The only thing is, I don't know if Koji knows exactly when something would happen. He does know roughly when it should happen, but not at the exact second. Because if Koji knew Boruto would be gravely injured by JURA and taken hostage by Konoha for questioning, it would surely be foretold to Boruto, right? Well, if you said yes, you'd be right, but wrong at the same time. Because there could be a possibility that Koji knew Boruto would be taken hostage by Konoha, but he didn't know when exactly it was gonna happen. And it also could have been that it needed to happen for a better future outcome. If Boruto didn't go to Konoha, Himawari and Sarada would have gotten devoured. That much is for sure. So he probably decided Boruto getting hurt and captured by Konoha was actually worth keeping Himawari and Sarada alive, because he needs those two to stay alive to work towards a better future. And low-key, I think Momoshiki wouldn't emerge here anyway, just to keep from getting into an altercation with JURA, at least for the time being. So maybe there wasn't any real threat for Momoshiki to attack, and Koji probably knew this, so it just offered extra reassurance that this was the right path to take regarding the better outcomes. So focusing back on Koji, there are certain situations where he would put Boruto in danger to save others if he knew Boruto would survive the altercation. So if this prior knowledge is gone, this puts Boruto in a situation where he would have to think for himself and make quick moves off his own judgment. And we know so far, if Boruto didn't have Koji to make decisions for him, he probably wouldn't have made it this far. So this situation is perfect for Momoshiki, because it gives him more freedom to plot around Boruto without Koji sabotaging. To add on to what I said earlier for y'all to understand what I'm talking about, let's look at this conversation between Koji and Boruto. He's telling Boruto not to go to the Land of Wind to help Konohamaru and the others. He says it's because JURA would make a move to kill Boruto if he did. But looking deeper into it, if Koji knew KAWAKI would head to the Land of Wind to help on the mission after he got his limiters removed, and he knows KAWAKI fights with his karma activated 90% of the time, he wouldn't just tell Boruto, hey, just stay away, because if you go to the Land of Wind, your karma will resonate with KAWAKI's, causing the awakening of Momoshiki, and then he'll wreak havoc. He's not gonna out and tell Boruto that. He'll just vaguely advise him to stay away from the Land of Wind. End of story. That's just an example. It doesn't exactly have to be that moment. I just wanted you guys to get a better understanding of how Koji would think. Now, if Momoshiki actually was planning something, and for that plan to work, he would need Boruto to be in the perfect situation. Koji would indirectly keep Boruto away from that situation because he knows what would happen if Momoshiki gets his opportunity. So with Koji out of the picture, it not only makes it easier for him to plan out his next move without being foresaw, but it also makes his ultimate goal a reality again, making him more of a threat in the story. It won't be easy for Momoshiki though. Of course, if he can get to Koji, he'd be able to eliminate him easily. But for someone that can read your every move before you do it beforehand, it can be kind of hard to catch someone like Koji off guard to actually get the chance to kill him. The only opening I think Momoshiki has to make that happen is to use the one potential weakness of prescience against Koji, and that is the accuracy of the time of events that is foreseen by it. I say potential because we don't know if it's an actual weakness or not, but based off a few statements here and there, it's possible this could be one of the main weaknesses for Koji's Shinjutsu. So when he told Boruto that he will die by JURA, it wasn't specified specifically when he was supposed to die by JURA's hand. All he knew is JURA would be the one to take his life. And when he said it again in chapter 17, it sounded almost like he was supposed to die in chapter 12, but something changed, and that something could have been JURA needing to retreat. So it's like they got lucky. So if Koji knew he would be attacked by Momoshiki sometime down the line, he shouldn't know the exact time it will occur. The most he'll probably know is the location and situation it'll happen in. And from that scene, he can make a rough estimate of when it will occur. If this is the case, Momoshiki can definitely use this lack of information against Koji to catch him off guard, leading to the start of a timeline where Momoshiki achieves true immortality and divine power at the end. So now let me know what you think about what I said down below in the comment section. Do you see a world where Momoshiki actually beats Kashin Koji and reaches his objective of getting his dream vessel and also eating the Earth's chakra fruit? Or do you think it's too far-fetched of a theory for now? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below so I can read and respond to them. And remember, if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more in the future, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss another upload or when I go live for chapter spoilers. And until my next one, I'll catch y'all boys and girls later. And I'm out. Peace.